اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد وعجل فرجهم. سلام عليكم جميعا ورحمة الله. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. ولقد بعثنا في كل أمة رسولا أن اعبدوا الله واجتنبوا الطاغوت فمنهم من هدى الله ومنهم من حقت عليه الضلالة فسيروا في الأرض فانظروا كيف كان عاقبة المكذبين. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. ولقد بعثنا في كل أمة رسولا أن اعبدوا الله واجتنبوا الطاغوت فمنهم من هدى الله ومنهم من حقت عليه الضلالة فسيروا في الأرض فانظروا كيف كان عاقبة المكذبين. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. تبارك الذي بيده الملك وهو على كل شيء قدير. تبارك الذي بيده الملك وهو على كل شيء قدير. الذي خلق الموت والحياة ليبلوكم أيكم أحسن عملا. الذي خلق الموت والحياة ليبلوكم أيكم أحسن عملا وهو العزيز الغفور. صدق الله العلي العظيم. صل على محمد وآل محمد. صل على محمد.
محمد وآل محمد صلوات محمد وآل محمد وجل. یہ سوچتا ہوں کہ عبد کا حال کیا ہوگا. یہ سوچتا ہوں کہ عبد کا حال کیا ہوگا. اسیر بن کے وہ جب شام میں گیا ہوگا. گلے میں تاک نے عبد کو کیا جھکایا تھا. گلے کے تاک نے عبد کو کیا جھکایا تھا. وہ اپنے کھوئے ہوئے لال ڈھونڈتا ہوگا. وہ اپنے کھوئے ہوئے لال ڈھونڈتا ہوگا. سنا ہے شام میں جاتے ہی خون رونے لگا. سنا ہے شام میں جاتے ہی خون رونے لگا. نہ جانے شمر نے اس وقت کیا کہا ہوگا. وہ ظلم دیکھے ہیں سجاد نے حسین کے بعد. وہ ظلم دیکھے ہیں سجاد نے حسین کے بعد. مجھے یقین ہے وہ اب تک بھی رو رہا ہوگا. مجھے یقین ہے وہ اب تک بھی رو رہا ہوگا. محمد وآل محمد.
السلام علیکم everyone ورحمۃ اللہ وبرکاتہ. اعوذ باللہ من الشیطان الرجیم. بسم اللہ الرحمن الرحیم. یا ایھا الذین آمنوا يا أيها الذين آمنوا لا تقدموا بين يدي الله ورسوله واتقوا الله إن الله سميع عليم. يا أيها الذين آمنوا لا ترفعوا أصواتكم فوق صوت النبي لا ترفعوا أصواتكم فوق صوت النبي ولا تجهروا له بالقول كجهر بعضكم لبعض أن تحبط أعمالكم وأنتم لا تشعرون. يا أيها الذين آمنوا لا ترفعوا أصواتكم فوق صوت النبي ولا تجهروا له بالقول كجهر بعضكم لبعض أن تحبط أعمالكم وأنتم لا تشعرون. إن الذين يغضون أصواتهم عند رسول الله أولئك الذين امتحن الله قلوبهم للتقوى لهم مغفرة وأجر عظيم. إن الذين ينادونك من وراء الحجرات أكثرهم لا يعقلون ولو أنهم صبروا حتى تخرج إليهم لكان خيرا لهم والله غفور رحيم. يا أيها الذين آمنوا إن جاءكم فاسق بنبأ فتبينوا أن تصيبوا قوما بجهالة فتصبحوا على ما فعلتم نادمين. واعلموا أن فيكم رسول الله لو يطيعكم في كثير من الأمر لعنتم ولكن الله حبب إليكم الإيمان وزينه في قلوبكم وكره إليكم الكفر والفسوق والعصيان أولئك هم الراشدون فضلا من الله ونعمة والله عليم حكيم. صدق الله العلي العظيم. صلوات Once again, Salamun Alaikum, dear brothers and listeners, wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Surah Al-Hujurat is a surah that it begins with telling the believers what not to do from the akhlaq. Now, someone made a research about this and they found out the shara' and akhlaq. So, for example, you have to pray versus you have to be nice to others, use good morals. They found out there is more than 1,500 ayah of Quran, verses in the Quran that talk about akhlaq. And only 110 talk about the shara' and what we need to do during, prayers and hajj. That's around 14 times more for the akhlaq. The akhlaq, just like the shara', when the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam and the Imams talk about it, they say this is a wajib. So when somebody did ask the Imam Sadiq alayhi salam, what is the right of a believer upon his brother, the believer, the Imam Sadiq didn't answer him at first. He had to ask 3 times. And in order to be what we talked about yesterday, to be someone who is a giver, who is generous, we're going to have to at least know the right of a Muslim upon a Muslim. Not this is not the right of a brother upon his brother or his own family or other believers. No, just a Muslim upon a Muslim, all the Muslims. So the minimum level required for a Muslim upon a Muslim, there is a hadith from the Prophet, and they say it is sahih, Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and there are 6 rights. So the first right is if one person, a Muslim, sees another person, is to say hi to them, to say salamun alaikum. This means that if they're going past, try to say salamun alaikum if it doesn't affect you, even if you don't know them on the street. Now, they have the right in Judgment Day. This means haq, which means in Judgment Day, they have the right to demand that right from you if you didn't do it. So see how beautiful Islam is. The first, when you first just come look at the right between Muslim and a Muslim. And the second one is, if he requested something from you, if he wanted something from you, you help them. And one example is by Imam Ali Sajjad alayhi salam when he was doing Hajj. During the Hajj, somebody was calling someone who was walking with the Imam doing the Hajj. And Hajj is like Salah, you cannot cut it. But when the Imam heard that he's being called, he told him, go to him. Even though it is Hajj wajib and it's like a Salah, you cannot cut it. He told him, do I cut between the lines and go? He told him, yes. Go do the request. He had an urgent matter. He went and came back, and the Imam told him, you can finish from where you last stopped. You don't have to go from the beginning. That's how wajib it is. So when we read in the Quran there is akhlaq, or the Prophet telling us, or the Ahlul Bayt, that's actually a wajib. That's what the Sheikhs, the Sayyid, the Marji' is saying. The third one, if he wanted advice from you, give them advice if you know. Don't lie to them. Don't be a hypocrite and try to say something you don't know. No. If you have it, say it. If this is interesting, the fourth one, if they sneezed, sammata. So if you heard somebody sneezed, even if they can't hear you, say it. Rahimakumullah. And if they became ill, the least you can do is ask about them or visit them. And if they died, then you walk in their janazah. Some people who walk in the janazah of others, they get told that the family become really happy. Like, this guy respected us. Despite this guy is going to get so much thawab, but actually this respect that he paid makes society a stronger relationship. For example, say not in a city like Sydney, or if these at least 6 attributes between Muslims are used in just a small town, then how strong will the ties between this town? How much will they be helping each other? How much will they be going up the ranks? And this, as a small room, I believe is one of those places, inshallah, so we can be elevated to the higher levels. And thank you for listening. And آخر دعوانا أن الحمد لله رب العالمين وصلوا على محمد وآل محمد.
Is it on? Walking to Kabbalah, from Najif to Kabbalah. Walking to Kabbalah, from Najif to Kabbalah. I give my life and soul just to get to Kabbalah. Let's go, brother, to the land of Abba Abdullah. Go and pack your bags. Let's reach the land of Kabbalah. We cannot be late. We must go and catch our flight. Soon we'll be under the dome of Kabbalah's great night. This is Arba'in. Let's go do the Arba'in. This is Arba'in. Let's go do the Arba'in of our Imam Hussain. Let's perform the Arba'in. Walking to Kabbalah, from Najif to Kabbalah. Walking to Kabbalah, from Najif to Kabbalah. I give my life and soul just to get to Kabbalah. Come and let us visit our first beloved Imam. Do and ask him for us safely to the path of Islam. The start of our journey, we walked past Wadi Salam. This is the biggest graveyard in the whole mankind. Walk, brother, walk. Don't get tired, you can walk. Walk, brother, walk. Don't get tired, you can walk. The angels do record, and God will give us reward. Walking to Kabbalah, from Najif to Kabbalah. Walking to Kabbalah, from Najif to Kabbalah. I give my life and soul just to get to Kabbalah. Look at all these servants of Imam Al-Hussain, giving water to the walker of he who was slain. In the whole world, this is a most generous event. People let us stay them so that we can lament. Thank you, O Allah, for this blessing, O Allah. Thank you, O Allah. Walking to Kabbalah, from Najif to Kabbalah. Walking to Kabbalah, from Najif to Kabbalah. I give my life and soul just to get to Kabbalah. Did you know every very step we take gives us a very big blessing? 1,000 deeds we get and 1,000 removed sins. Have now reached the blessed land of our third leader, ended in the land of heaven of our teacher. La Baik Ya Hussain, I am here for you, Hussain. La Baik Ya Hussain, I am here for you, Hussain. Every inshallah. La Baik Ya Hussain.
أحسنتم. صلوا على محمد وآل محمد. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين، والصلاة والسلام على سيدنا محمد وآله الطيبين الطاهرين. Amma ba'd. In the name of Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful. Assalamu alaikum jami'an wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I would like to thank all of the presenters before me, dear Hajj Mustafa, Hajj Ashiq, Brother Sa'id, and dear young brother Athar. Indeed, inshallah, we all have that mindset, that heart to give our lives on the journey to Karbala, not just the physical journey, but the mental, the spiritual, the emotional journey. And not just our lives, inshallah, the lives of our family, our parents, our children, everyone being willing to surrender. And this is what Islam means: surrender, submission. And what greater submission is there than to surrender everything of yours to the representative of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala upon this earth. Jazakallah khair, dear young brother. And inshallah, we look forward to hearing you in the nights that follow. For his well-being and all of the presenters tonight, Sallu ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Inshallah, with that said, I'd like to invite our dear and respected Hajj, Dr. Abdul Sa'ad, to deliver the main lecture for tonight. Please welcome him with 3 loud salawat ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad.
محمد وآل محمد اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد لا إله إلا الله. السلام عليكم جميعا. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي. رب صل على محمد وآل محمد. اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. اللهم صل على علي أمير المؤمنين وسيد الوصيين. اللهم صل على فاطمة الزهراء سيدتي ومولاتي سيدة نساء العالمين. اللهم صل على إمام حسن المجتبى. اللهم صل على إمام الحسين شهيد كربلاء أبا عبد الله. اللهم صل على الأئمة من ذرية الحسين أئمتي وسادتي وقادتي بهم أتولى ومن أعدائهم أتبرى. صلوا على محمد وآل محمد. My dear brothers and sisters and respected viewers, thank you so much for your attendance tonight, and inshallah we will launch straight into the discussion. In yesterday's lecture we discussed the nature of ultimate reality, which is the branch of knowledge called ontology. And what we covered last night is that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the creator, is the ground of existence, the ground of being, the ground of reality. I might just have it a little bit lower so I can see my notes. I think yesterday was a bit lower. Thank you so much. And then Muhammad wa Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. And the conclusion we came to is that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the very source of all existence, as the source of all reality, that encompasses all reality, all knowledge, all power, all universes, has created a universe that is ordered, that is orderly, that is intelligent. And this is the lens through which we will view and discuss the tragedy of Karbala tonight, inshallah, through the lens of cosmology. Cosmology means cosmos, which means order, which means intelligence, governance, the cosmos. And this is in contradistinction to chaos. Chaos means disorder. There's going to be an important distinction for our topic tonight, for our discussion, inshallah. So we understand when we look at Quranic cosmology that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is the governor, the controller, the master of the universe, of the alameen, of really all universes known and unknown. And that Imam Hussain alayhi salam began his mission with Allah and through Allah. That our Imam alayhi salam, as the divinely appointed human representative of God, who inherited the knowledge of his grandfather Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa alihi, and of his father Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad, and of his father Amir al-Mu'mineen alayhi salam, and of his brother Imam al-Hassan alayhi salam. And upon the death of Imam al-Hassan alayhi salam, he became the inheritor of this sacred knowledge. Knowledge that is not knowledge that can be passed on to anyone. This is knowledge that is in that vertical column that we talked about if you review the lecture at the end of the lecture. This is knowledge that is sacred. So tonight we're going to look at the creation of the universe. And as we said last night, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala created the universe from nothing. I made an error last night, a small technical one. I said it's from the Greek, the term creation ex nihilo. It's actually from Latin. Creation out of nothing. That Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala creates from nothing. The power is awesome. The creation of the universe from nothing that is pre-existing. Now, what we turn to tonight is how can we understand Karbala through a knowledge of the universe which is governed by the laws of Allah. Because in the Quranic cosmology, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, when He created the universe and everything in it through the divine command of the kun, His divine speech, which again is not with a mouth or words, the creation of reality, the creation of the universe in the Quranic cosmology means that everything in the universe has some level of consciousness or awareness. Even rocks. This is very distinct from the materialist perspective that sees everything as dead. So consciousness, according to the Quran, is in a hierarchy. You know what a hierarchy is? Different levels. Right? So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tells us in Surah Fussilat, for example, ثم استوى إلى السماء وهي دخان فقال لها وللأرض ائتيا طوعا أو كرها قالتا آتينا طائعين. Before man existed on earth, when the universe was in its early phase of formation and it was gaseous or smoke, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala addresses the sky. Then He turned to the sky, which was smoke, and He said to it and to the earth, come willingly or unwillingly. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is addressing the heavens and the earth, which means they have consciousness, right? And they both said, we come willingly. What do we understand from this? Meaning, all of creation is imbued, has an intelligence which in its very nature, we could say its fitra, obeys Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Your heart has a certain intelligence which ensures that it beats. It also has an intelligence which ensures that if you are exposed to certain negative emotions, negative beats, heavy metal music, negative scenes, pictures, images, graphic violence, gratuitous scenes, pornographic scenes, that your heart, because its intelligence, will have a negative reaction to that, because your heart has a consciousness. In fact, we know at a neurological level, the human heart is not just a mechanical pump. Your heart has around 40,000 neurons, brain cells in the heart that communicate with your brain. So in Quranic cosmology, the created universe operates in a perfect order which conforms to the divine will. That is, reality itself has a level of consciousness or awareness. Now, Imam Hussain alayhi salam understood better than anyone else alive this cosmological principle, that the cosmos is an expression of God. It's a sign of God. It is an ayah of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And Imam al-Hussain alayhi salam saw his role in this cosmic reality, in the universe he inhabited, was to be the human who would sacrifice himself in order to bring the cosmos back into order. Now this is a very important point, because what I'm showing you is that the universe that is governed by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's laws is in a state of order. When Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala addresses the heavens and the earth, they say, we come willingly. They submit to the divine laws and order that govern the universe. But we see that Imam al-Hussain alayhi salam enters when there is a part of the cosmos that is in a state of disorder because the divine laws have not been obeyed. You getting the connection with cosmology? Imam al-Hussain alayhi salam saw his role to bring the cosmos back into order. So, just as Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala brings order to the cosmos through his divine governance, through the laws that govern the universe, Imam al-Hussain alayhi salam, as God's representative on earth, declared his mission to bring back to the sacred cosmos the world of religion. He sought as his mission to bring it back into order. What do I mean by this? Meaning that his grandfather, Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa alihi, had come with a sacred message, the Quran, as the seal of the prophets. And this message brought humanity the opportunity to come back into the cosmic order of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Because before then, if you look at the situation with the Arabs where the Quran was revealed, they were in a state of chaos and disorder. So this divine guidance that came created order in the human being, which is his own universe. So the cosmos of religion had been overtaken by disorder. And we look at Imam al-Hussein's mission statement. The Imam says, إني لم أخرج أشرا ولا بطرا ولا مفسدا ولا ظالما وإنما خرجت لطلب الإصلاح في أمة جدي أريد أن آمر بالمعروف وأنهى عن المنكر. The Imam says in declaring his mission, and surely the aim of my stand is not inspired by vanity, and it's not for the quest of a kingdom, worldly kingdom. Neither is it to cause dissension and corruption. The purpose of my stand is the reformation of my grandfather's nation. Imam al-Hussain alayhi salam is the reformer of his grandfather's ummah. Now, a reformer brings things back into order after they have been in a state of disorder. That's what it means to reform. To reform something. So Imam al-Hussein's mission is following a cosmic principle to bring the created order of the human being back into cosmic order, religious order, sacred order, because after 48 years, Imam al-Hussain alayhi salam was about 7 years of age when Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa alihi died. At Karbala, he's 55, 56. So in 48 years, the order, the sacred order of the religious cosmos had devolved, had regressed to such a point that the grandson of the Prophet of God is going to be killed by this community that the Prophet had left 48 years ago. Would you say that's a state of order or disorder? But the universe, the cosmos, follows order. The heavens and the earth follow order. So how come in this realm there is disorder? As a member of Ahlul Bayt alayhim salam, whom Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala had purified, as a member of the sacred house of revelation, Imam Hussain saw the decay, the decline, the corruption, the infiltration that had overtaken the nation of his grandfather, was putting at risk the sacred mission to rescue all of humanity, which Muhammad ibn Abdullah sallallahu alayhi wa alihi had brought to the world. Remember that Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa alihi had a cosmic mission. This is where we prove very simply that Imam al-Husayn's mission was a cosmic one. Rasulullah had a cosmic mission. He was sent as a mercy to the entire cosmic order. Proof? وَمَا أَرْسَلْنَاكَ إِلَّا رَحْمَةً لِلْعَالَمِينَ. And we have not sent you except as a mercy to the entire created order, to the cosmos. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. So by extension, Imam al-Husayn's mission, because it was aimed at restoring and reforming the nation of his grandfather, who had brought to the earth the sacred and final message of the one true God, the King of the universe. By extension, Imam al-Husayn's mission was also a cosmic one. His sacrifice was for a cosmic purpose. It was bringing the cosmos back into order, from the sacrilegious and the satanic back to the sacred. Because everything in the created order obeys Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The heavens, the earth, the plant kingdom, the vegetable kingdom, the mineral kingdom. Except this creature, this curious creature he created. And we're going to go into that in Surah Al-Baqarah. When Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala pronounced the creation of man, of Adam, the angels had reservations. They understood the implications of the creation of this creature. So Imam al-Hussain alayhi salam, his mission was cosmic in the sense of it was to bring order back to disorder. Because Allah's universe operates according to order, divine laws. To restore the world from chaos back into cosmos. And what this required was something called a shock point. Karbala was a shock point. When something is drifting, it often requires a shock to the system to bring it back. And this was Karbala. It was a shock point. Now, this feature of the universe, of the cosmos, that it goes into disorder, is mentioned in the Quran. That what would happen, what needs to happen for the universe to decay? وَلَوْ اتَّبَعَ الْحَقُّ أَهْوَاءَهُمْ لَفَسَدَتِ السَّمَاوَاتُ وَالْأَرْضُ وَمَنْ فِيهِنَّ بَلْ آتَيْنَاهُمْ بِذِكْرِهِمْ فَهُمْ عَنْ ذِكْرِهِمْ مُعْرِضُونَ. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, and if the truth had followed their desires, the heavens and the earth and whoever is in them would be corrupted and disintegrate. We have brought them their reminder, but they turn away from it and they oppose it. What we can take from the verse is that had the cosmic order obeyed the desires, obeyed the caprice, ahwa'ahum, of these evil people, the whole created order would have collapsed. So Imam al-Hussain is positioning himself as the person that is going to put the brakes on, apply the shock point to bring the cosmos, the religious cosmos, the sacred realm on earth. Because the realm that is being governed from heaven is governed perfectly by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala placed a divine representative, a human, on this earth. And as long as that human is obeyed, the cosmos, would it be in order or disorder? In order. But he's not obeyed. and his right was usurped, and the right of his brother was usurped, and the right of his father was usurped. So what happened? The universe went into disorder. The cosmos, which according to Allah's laws operates perfectly, once you disobey the divinely appointed human representative, the Khalifa of Allah, what happens? In 48 years you get Karbala. Do you see the cosmic dimension here? Are we understanding? Are we following what I'm saying? The cosmic nature of Imam Hussein's mission. Cosmic in that he was bringing the universe back into alignment according to Allah's laws. Because as Allah said, if the truth were to follow their desires, the whole created order would collapse. وَلَوْ اتَّبَعَ الْحَقُّ أَهْوَاءَهُمْ لَفَسَدَتِ السَّمَاوَاتُ وَالْأَرْضُ وَمَنْ فِيهِنَّ. And if the truth had followed their desires, the heavens and the earth and whoever is in them would be corrupted and disintegrated. You see the cosmic mission. Imam Hussain alayhi salam declared that his mission was one of reformation. Just as Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala declares that He did not create the universe in vain. وَمَا خَلَقْنَا السَّمَاءَ وَالْأَرْضَ وَمَا بَيْنَهُمَا بَاطِلًا ذَلِكَ ظَنُّ الَّذِينَ كَفَرُوا. And we did not create heaven and earth and whatsoever is between them in vain, in jest, for play, for no purpose. That is the conjecture, that is the guessing, that is the sophistry of those who disbelieve. Just as Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala declares that He did not create the universe in vain. At the center of Imam al-Hussein's mission was the cosmological reality of him inhabiting a God-centered universe with God-inspired laws and a God-appointed vicegerent Khalifa. And because this principle was being disobeyed, the cosmos had gone into chaos. The sacred had become the sacrilegious. Light had turned dark. While the physical cosmos would not descend into disorder because it was being governed perfectly by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and everything in the created order apart from Bani Adam obeyed God, like the heavens and the earth, which ensured perfect harmony of the cosmos, while the physical cosmos would not descend into disorder because it was being governed by God and His immutable laws and His legion of angels, the earth plane, the world we live in, could fall into chaos and disorder, into the bloodshed the angels were alarmed of in Surah Al-Baqarah. You see the cosmic proportion? Anyone that tells you Imam al-Hussain was just a good man, we're sorry for what happened, doesn't understand these cosmic realities. They're blinded to them. To say that Imam al-Hussain was just a good man who fought is to be blind to the cosmic dimension of what Imam al-Hussain did and who he was. Who he was. While the physical cosmos cannot descend into disorder because Allah safeguards it in the Quran. I just read the verse. He says, if the truth were to obey their desires, the whole created order would disintegrate. I'm not going to allow that. They obey me. The heavens, the earth, the angels, the created order. But this creature, insan, because he has aql but as well as desire, he can disobey. So the earth plane could fall into chaos and disorder, into the bloodshed, when it was ruled by illegitimate tyrannical humans who had usurped the divinely appointed Khalifa, God's chosen representative. So from now on, whenever you think about Imam al-Hussain, I want you to think about it metaphysically, cosmologically, in sacred terms. It is as deep as it gets. This is as deep as it gets. I'll take questions later, brother. Just don't break my flow. This is as deep as it gets. So, in terms of Sallu ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Go ahead, brother. Fadl.
So this means that God does
Yes, because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is his mission, not that's the wrong term. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave shaitan leave. Shaitan basically, Iblis, basically put up a challenge to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. I'm going to deceive them all. Now remember, this is sort of jumping the gun, but Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala told the angels, I know what you do not know. So in a way, if I go too deep into the answer, we're going to jump the gun with the future lecture, brother. Thank you, Brother Sa'ad. So we see that Imam Hussein's mission was not merely a sociological mission or a local protest against a tyrant. Now, people who think like this, they think like this because they don't understand wilaya. Simple as that. They've horizontalized everything. Ahlul Bayt are just nice people. Imam Hussain is a little boy playing on his grandfather's shoulders. With respect. Now, that's better than the position of Yazid. That's at least you have respect. I respect that. But it lacks depth. This is Baytun Nubuwah, Baytur Risala. This is the sacred house. We are dealing with metaphysical reality. We are dealing with sacred history. We are dealing with the lineage of Ibrahim alayhi salam. We are dealing with the end times. We are dealing with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's mission or his purpose for human beings and their destiny. We are dealing here with the eternal battle between Iblis and humanity and his defiance of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This is when you talk about Ahlul Bayt alayhim salam, this is what we're talking about. Imam al-Hussein's mission was a mission of cosmic proportion. Imam al-Hussein was entrusted with the amana that no other creature could withstand. إن عرضنا الأمانة على السماوات والأرض والجبال فأبين أن يحملنها وأشفقنا منها وحملها الإنسان إنه كان ظلوما جهولا. This amana, bless you Habibi, you okay? صلوا على محمد وآل محمد. Indeed, we offered the trust to the heavens and the earth and the mountains, but they declined to bear it and feed it. But man undertook to bear it. Indeed, he was unjust and ignorant. This amana, this trust that Imam al-Hussein alayhi salam bore, no one could bear it except the house of revelation, except the purified progeny, except these perfect exemplars of human piety and God consciousness. So, Imam al-Hussein's mission was to restore the earth plane from a state of chaos, ruled by tyrants, thieves, brigands, political opportunists, all of whom were the confederates, the conscripts of Satan. Imam al-Hussein alayhi salam, in addressing his enemies, says to them, إن القوم استوحظ عليهم الشيطان فأنساهم ذكر الله أولئك حزب الشيطان ألا إن حزب الشيطان هم الخاسرون. Imam al-Hussein alayhi salam quotes from Surah Al-Mujadala, I believe, chapter 58, verse 19. These are a people whom Satan has prevailed upon them. The angels understood when Allah declared, in response to Brother Sa'id's question, I'm going to create this creature. Will you make someone that will create bloodshed? This is the reference. These are the people whom Satan has prevailed upon them. So he has caused them to forget the remembrance of God. They are Satan's confederates. They are Satan's conscripts. Look, indeed, it is Satan's confederates who are the losers. Imam Ali alayhi salam in Sermon 7 of Nahjul Balagha says, about these hypocrites that usurped the right of the legitimate authority, the vicegerent of Allah. They have made Satan the master of their affairs, and he has taken them as partners. He has laid eggs and hatched them in their bosoms, like a termite overtaking a house. You don't see it at the start. Over time, it's white anting. He creeps and crawls in their laps. He sees through their eyes and speaks with their tongues. In this way, he has led them to sinfulness and adorned for them foul things like the action of one whom Satan has made partner in his domain and speaks untruth through his tongue. Imam Hussain alayhi salam, as God's Khalifa, was standing against the anti-Khalifa force, Iblis and his shayateen, from the humans and the jinn. He was Hizbullah against Hizbul Shaitan. Can that get any more cosmic than that? Can that get any more metaphysical than that? You want to tell me this was just a local protest in the Middle East 14 centuries ago and Imam Hussain died and we're sorry? You simpletons. استوحظ عليهم الشيطان فأنساهم ذكر الله أولئك حزب الشيطان ألا إن حزب الشيطان هم الخاسرون. In contrast, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala describes Hizbullah, whom Imam al-Hussain represented, عليه الصلاة والسلام. ومن يتولى الله ورسوله والذين آمنوا فإن حزب الله هم الغالبون. He who has wilayah of Allah, وَالَّذِينَ آمَنُوا, who Allah has given a distinction to who that man was, who gave prayer in prostration and gave his ring. Allah says, this is Hizbullah, in distinction to Hizbul Shaitan. Imam al-Hussain is the dividing line. And whoever allies themselves with Allah and His Messenger and those who believe, then indeed the party of Allah, they will be victorious. Can there be any doubt about the cosmic nature of Imam al-Hussein's mission and the central role he played in this cosmic mission? What can be more cosmic, more grand, more sacred, more elevated than the cosmic battle between Hizbul Shaitan and Hizbullah? This transports us to the metaphysical realm. This takes us to the conversation recorded in Surah Al-Baqarah and Surah Al-Araf, chapter 2 and 7 in the Quran, where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is addressing the angels and He's creating Adam and He's giving him knowledge, and Iblis is protesting. Imam al-Hussain is playing a central role in this metaphysical sacred reality. You see the link? Imam al-Hussain, his mission was a mission of restoration of cosmic proportion. And the results of his project, the results of his mission, are not measured in days or months or years or even centuries. We're talking about sacred history, metaphysical reality, end of times. The events that will determine where you stand on Judgment Day. Can you measure that in days and months or even centuries? Karbala forever altered the course of sacred history. It defeated the tyrants by showing their illegitimacy. Because what did Imam al-Hussain achieve? He tore off the mask. Shaitan, does he come to you with horns? Does he come to you looking like a scary guy? No. He comes to you nice. Builds you a nice mosque. Right? Gives you money. He says, wow, look, the people are praying and they're good people. And right? Or he says, you know what, you just watch this one time. It's okay. Or you smoke this one time. Or he might say to a young sister, all these people are making money this way. Why can't you make money that way? Maybe you'll buy your mum a house. Right? That's how Shaitan comes. Karbala forever altered the course of sacred history. It defeated the tyrants by showing their illegitimacy, by unmasking them and their sacrilegious depravity. They're willing to kill the grandson of their prophet. Hussain alayhi salam unmasked Satan and created a clear dividing line between Hizbul Shaitan and Hizbullah until Qiyamah. He permanently altered sacred history. And he clearly defined for those with hearts not blinded what is the true distinction between God's true Khalifa and the anti-Khalifa forces that seek to usurp the rightful place of God's appointed Khalifa on earth. And this is where we will take off inshallah tomorrow in our examination of Quranic anthropology. Because what we covered last night was the foundation of reality in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Tonight, the cosmic dimension of Karbala. How Imam Hussain, existing in the God-conscious reality that Allah is the center and ground of all reality. Now we bring it into the cosmic proportion, which is the cosmic disorder that had prevailed over the nation of his grandfather a mere 48 years after his grandfather's death. And by the way, this distortion didn't happen at year 48 of Imam Hussein's life. It happened right at the death of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So tomorrow we're going to look at Quranic anthropology. What is the nature of this creature, Bani Adam, Insan, who is capable of defying the created order and creating chaos on the earth? This dual nature he has, but he has another nature represented most preeminently by Imam Hussain alayhi salam, who is able to bring the cosmos back into order. I hope that you're following. Now, these lectures are being uploaded on Facebook and YouTube. It would be worth for you who've attended to re-watch the lecture, because I've covered a lot today, but I want to give you a take-home message. Here's the take-home message. When you think of Imam Hussain alayhi salam, when you think of Ahlul Bayt alayhi salam, when you think of Imam Ali alayhi salam, when you think of Rasulullah alayhi salam, when you think of Fatima al-Zahra alayhi salam, Imam al-Hasan alayhi salam, when you think of all of our Immat al-Ma'sumin alayhi salam, think sacred, profound. Think about them in the deepest terms, beyond history. These individuals cannot be captured by history. These are the individuals who are the perfect manifestation of the divine attributes. And this is what we're going to go into tomorrow. The Quranic anthropology. Remember, anthropology is the study of man, of humankind. So we've gone from ontology, being itself, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala as the ground of being. Today we looked at cosmology, the created order, and what happens, of how it goes into disorder. And we've located that the element of disorder cannot come from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in a perfect system. It comes from this being He created. So tomorrow we go deeper into the subject of who is this creature, and we turn to the Quran to understand its concept of Bani Adam, of Insan, through Quranic anthropology. My brothers and sisters, I want to thank you for your forbearance. It's a heavy topic. But I think we're ready. And I would encourage you, inshallah, if there's any questions with the permission of Hajj, I'm more than happy. You know, Hajj Sa'id asked a brilliant question. If there's any questions, I'm happy to field questions. Sallu ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Salli ala Muhammad. Sallallahu alayka ya Sayyidi wa ya Mawlai. Ya Aba Abdullah. Another salawat, please. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali. So don't be shy if there's any questions, because we don't have a lot of time. Otherwise, I'll see you tomorrow, inshallah. Any questions? Brother Saeed? Yeah.
Imam Hussain alayhi salam
No.
shocked the
Yeah.
Sheikhs usually talk about the physical
Yeah.
and the sadness, but also metaphysically, which
Yeah.
I hope you tell us more about this metaphysically, but also you just added that they are the elements of representation of God's amana
Yeah.
to order. So what does metaphysical?
Metaphysical, think of it as it is in a realm beyond this realm. So we could say there's various levels. There's the level of the Malakut, the divine kingdom. There's the level of Sidrat al-Muntaha. There's the level of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, which is beyond. So metaphysical means, think of it like the sacred realm. The realm that cannot be captured on the earth through normal methods of the intellect, like politics, history, psychology. Metaphysical is a level of reality that is beyond normal rational analysis. So just quickly, so when you read Surah Al-Baqarah about the conversation Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala had with the Malaika and Iblis, that is metaphysical. That is not something happening in a room somewhere. Right? That is not something happening in a geographical location in Lebanon or Jordan. This is metaphysical. This is in the Malakut realm, beyond the physical. Yeah? Does that make sense?
Does the Satan affect the metaphysical of humans, or does he cut them from their metaphysical realm, their metaphysical realm?
Well, Satan is the misguiding force. So what Satan does is he distorts our capacity to awaken and know who we are and who Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is. So he has a metaphysical reality, but he also engages in and possesses entities, including humans, in the physical realm. So there is a metaphysical dimension to him, but ultimately his mission is not metaphysical, meaning sacred. It's sacrilegious. So whenever you see bloodshed, genocide, extreme violence, pornography, extreme conflict, that is all the work of shaitan. Gaza at the moment, that is all the work of shaitan. And these politicians are the confederates of Satan that Imam Hussain talked about, including the politicians in our country. They are Hizbul Shaitan. So yes, Satan has a metaphysical reality, but he's not interested in your metaphysical life, which is your sacred life. Okay?
The Imam did say if there were no Satans, then the humans would have been able to see the metaphysical of the skies and the earth.
Absolutely. We would have an awakened intellect, because this is what causes the ghafla. So, Brother Sa'id, you've preempted some of the things we'll be discussing. Barakallah fiqh. Anyone else? Any other questions? Okay, thank you very much, brothers. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Sallu ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad.
صلوا على محمد وآل محمد. Jazakallah khair, dear and respected Hajj Dr. Abdul Sa'ad, for that deep and insightful lecture on the gravity of Imam Hussain alayhi salam's mission, which was of course far beyond any specific period of time, any specific field. This wasn't, for example, you think of political reformists, economic reformists, social justice reformists, etc., etc. This is looking at every dimension across the span of time, across the ages, not just one people, one society, one age. Everything, the spiritual, the physical, the mental, the emotional, the political, everything, across generation after generation, a timeless legacy. And inshallah ta'ala, as we proceed across these nights, we can grasp just a scintilla, just a tiny bit of that legacy, and inshallah it can go a long way in order to advance us and advance our purpose in this world and the next, inshallah. For his well-being, salawat ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Inshallah, tonight we commemorate a great companion of Imam Hussain alayhi salatu wassalam, which represents the dividing line which our dear Hajj Dr. Abdul Sa'ad spoke about. The dividing line is Imam Hussain, and the one who was on that dividing line was Hurr bin Yazid al-Riyahi. May Allah's peace and blessings and mercy be upon him, one who was between heaven and hell on the precipice. Hurr is a story. His story is one that demonstrates the great lessons of mercy and forgiveness in the religion of Islam. Mercy and forgiveness are not the same thing. You can be forgiving at any time. You can be forgiving of anyone, but you can only be merciful to someone when you have power over them, when you have the advantage over them, and you can crush them or destroy them. This is the difference between mercy and forgiveness. Imam Hussain alayhi salam begins his encounter with Hurr through a great act of mercy. Hurr is, of course, the greatest commander amongst the people of Kufa. And Ibn Ziyad la'natullah alayh orders him to travel and encounter Imam al-Hussain on his journey towards Kufa, to capture him and to bring him to the court. Hurr is given command over a contingency of 1,000 soldiers. He encounters Imam al-Hussain alayhi salatu wassalam after a long and arduous journey. And his men are weary, they are tired, they are exhausted. They've been through a very long journey and they've run out of water. And so Imam al-Hussain alayhi salatu wasalam, what does he do? Some of his advisors, some of the people in his ranks, they advise him, fight them now where you have the advantage. Afterwards, they will have the advantage over you. Fight them now while you still have the edge over them. And Imam al-Hussain alayhi salatu wasalam refuses. Instead of fighting them, he offers them water from his own reserves. Whatever little he has, he offers it to these soldiers, these 1,000 soldiers. And Hurr is, of course, mesmerized by this. And this is just one of the acts that really begin to transform the heart of Hurr. Imam al-Hussain alayhi salatu wasalam orders water to be distributed. And the one who is given charge of distributing this water is none other than our beloved Abi Fadl al-Abbas alayhi salatu wasalam, who is called As-Saqqa, which means the giver of water, the distributor of water. He is given charge of this. Imam al-Hussain alayhi salatu wasalam delivers a sermon before the people, all of the people, including the army of Hurr. He reminds them of who he is, who the Ahlul Bayt alayhim salatu wasalam are, in a rational, logical, eloquent and powerful manner, reciting verses of the Holy Quran which demonstrate the position of the Ahlul Bayt. He recites from Surah Ash-Shura, the 42nd chapter, verse 23. He recites, I ask no reward for you. Say, I ask no reward for you except love of the near relatives. قُلْ لَا أَسْأَلُكُمْ إِلَيْهِ أَجْرًا إِلَّا الْمَوَدَّةَ فِي الْقُرْبَى. Allah commands the Holy Prophet to tell the people, I ask no reward for everything I've given you. The reform over ignorance, overcoming idolatry, overcoming the ancient, pagan, cruel injustices of society, all of the gifts and blessings that Rasulullah brought forward. Allah asks only one thing in return: love of the near relatives, the Ahlul Bayt alayhimus salam. He recites, إنما يريد الله ليذهب عنكم الرجس أهل البيت ويطهركم تطهيرا. Hurr and Imam al-Hussain alayhi salam, ultimately they clash because Hurr wants to take Imam al-Hussain captive, and of course Imam al-Hussain refuses. Imam al-Hussain says to him, let me travel east. I won't go back to Mecca. I won't go towards Kufa. Instead, I'll travel east, somewhere else, towards Hind, for example. Hurr does not agree. they come to an argument, and Imam al-Hussein says to him, "May your mother mourn over you." And Hurr replies back to him, "If you had been anyone else, I would reply the same way to you. But I could never say such a thing about your mother, Fatimatul Zahra, salamullahu alayha." Imam al-Hussein alayhi salatu wasalam ultimately reaches an agreement with Hurr. He does not go east, nor does he travel towards Kufa. Instead, they come to a middle ground. And this is how he ends up in Karbala, through the actions of Hurr. He is in Karbala and he is surrounded. He is besieged by 40,000 enemy soldiers. And the days pass. Imam al-Hussein and his camp languish in thirst, in heat, in Karbala. And Hurr, he listens to the screams of the family of Imam al-Hussein alayhi salam. He listens to the screams of Sukaina, al-Atash, al-Atash. Hurr's heart breaks as he listens to the screams of Sukaina. And on the other side, the heat is so strong in Karbala that the hooves of the enemy horses are burning. And the enemy is using the water that they have, the endless supply of water. They're using it to fix the hooves of the enemy horses, to heal the feet of the enemy horses. Meanwhile, Imam al-Hussein, his family and his companions are suffering and languishing from the thirst, heat and cruelty of Karbala. Hurr realizes at this point the gravity of the mistakes that he has committed. He is trembling, he is shaking, and one of the soldiers asks him, "You are the bravest man in Kufa, and yet I see you trembling. You are the bravest person I know." And Hurr says that he is on the precipice between heaven and hell. And then he decides finally that he has to make amends for the wrongdoing he has done, for the suffering that he has caused to Imam al-Hussein alayhi salatu wasalam and his family. And so he gallops towards Abi Abdullah al-Hussein alayhi salam on his horse. He lowers his head out of respect as he reaches Imam al-Hussein, begging his forgiveness. And Imam al-Hussein alayhi salam at this point, he is the one who is suffering from thirst. Before it was Hurr and his army who were suffering from thirst, and Imam al-Hussein alayhi salam quenched their thirst. And now Imam al-Hussein alayhi salam is the one who is suffering from thirst alongside his family members because of the actions of Hurr. And yet he demonstrates his capacity for forgiveness to Hurr. He gives him his blessing, he gives him forgiveness, and grants him permission to fight on the battlefield. And Hurr charges towards the enemy forces, his former comrades. He fights against them, striking them down one by one until they surround him with their swords and they strike him down. And Imam al-Hussein alayhi salam, when he sees Hurr falls, he travels towards him. He travels towards him and he looks down upon the body of Hurr. He looks down upon his face and he says to him, "You are Hurr, you are free, just as your mother had named you. Inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un." Sallu ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Please rise for Latam, insha'Allah. Hussein ya Mawla, 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 Hussein ya Mawla.
Hussein ya Mawla, 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 Hussein ya Mawla. Mawla Haq Imam ya Hasan ya Hussein, Mawla Haq Imam ya Hasan ya Hussein, مولا حق امام یا حسن یا حسین مولا حق امام یا حسن یا حسین مولا حق امام یا حسن یا حسین یا حسین یا حسین وہ عابد بیمار تھا وہ عابد بیمار تھا چلنے سے جو لاچار تھا چلنے سے جو لاچار تھا اور شام کا بازار تھا اور شام کا بازار تھا اور مصطفیٰ کی بیٹیاں مولا حق امام یا حسن یا حسین مولا حق امام یا حسن یا حسین مولا حق امام یا حسن یا حسین یا حسین یا حسین شبیر کی وہ لاڈلی شبیر کی وہ لاڈلی سینے پہ جو شاہ کے پلی سینے پہ جو شاہ کے پلی جس کی ابا بن میں جلی جس کی ابا بن میں جلی منہ پر تماچوں کے نشان مولا حق امام یا حسن یا حسین مولا حق امام یا حسن یا حسین یا حسین یا حسین یا حسین یا حسین وہ اصغر بے شیر تھا وہ اصغر بے شیر تھا اور حرملا کا تیر تھا اور حرملا کا تیر تھا پیاسا گلا کیوں کر چھدا پیاسا گلا کیوں کر چھدا لرزی زمین اور آسمان مولا حق امام یا حسن یا حسین مولا حق امام یا حسن یا حسین یا حسین یا حسین یا حسین یا حسین پیاسے گلے خنجر چلے پیاسے گلے خنجر چلے چادر چھنی درے لگے چادر چھنی درے لگے عباس کے پرچم تلے عباس کے پرچم تلے رو کر کہیں یہ بیبیاں مولا حق امام یا حسن یا حسین مولا حق امام یا حسن یا حسین یا حسین یا حسین یا حسین یا حسین رو کر کہے قاسم کی ماں رو کر کہے قاسم کی ماں مارا گیا قاسم جوان مارا اے لال میں ڈھونڈوں کہاں اے لال میں ڈھونڈوں کہاں مہندی تیری صحرا تیرا مولا حق امام یا حسن یا حسین مولا حق امام یا حسن یا حسین یا حسین یا حسین یا حسین یا حسین شام غریباں چھا گئی شام غریباں چھا گئی عابد کو غیرت کھا گئی عابد کو غیرت کھا گئی پہرے پہ زینب آ گئی پہرے پہ زینب آ گئی عباس اور اکبر کہاں مولا حق امام یا حسن یا حسین مولا حق امام یا حسن یا حسین یا حسین یا حسین یا حسین وہ زینب و کلثوم تھیں وہ کلثوم تھی چادر سے جو محروم تھی محروم تھی نامحرموں کے درمیان نامحرموں کے درمیان روتی رہی سیدانیاں مولا حق امام یا حسن یا حسین مولا حق امام یا حسن یا حسین مولا حق امام یا حسن یا حسین 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 صغرا ادھر روتی رہی صغرا ادھر روتی رہی مولا ادھر روتے رہے مولا اور قتل سب ہوتے رہے اور قتل سب ہوتے رہے پھر بھی کرے شکر خدا مولا حق امام یا حسن یا حسین مولا حق امام یا حسن یا حسین مولا حق امام یا حسن یا حسین یا حسین یا حسین یا حسین یا حسین بر محمد آل محمد صلی اللہ علیہ متوجہ زیارت السلام علیک یا نبی اللہ السلام علیک یا رسول اللہ السلام علیک یا حبیب اللہ السلام علیک یا محمد بن عبد اللہ السلام علیک یا صفوت اللہ السلام علیک یا امین اللہ السلام علیک ورحمۃ اللہ وبرکاتہ السلام علیک یا ابا عبد اللہ السلام علیک یا ابن رسول اللہ السلام علیک یا ابن امیر المؤمنین وابن سید الوسیجین السلام علیک یا ابن فاطمة الزهراء سیدۃ النساء العالمین السلام علیک یا مولاي وعلى انصارک المستشهدین معك جميعا ورحمۃ اللہ وبرکاتہ السلام علیک یا غریب الغرباء السلام علیک یا معین الضعفاء والفقراء السلام علیک یا مغیث الشیعۃ والزوار فی یوم الجزاء السلام علیک یا انیس النفوس السلام علیک ایها المدفون بأرض توس السلطان ابو الحسن علی بن موسى الرضا الراضي بالقدر والقضاء ورحمۃ اللہ وبرکاتہ السلام علیک یا صاحب العصر والزمان الامان 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 السلام علیک یا خلیفۃ الرحمن السلام علیک یا امام الانس والجان السلام علیک یا شریک القرآن السلام علیک یا قام الكفر والطغیان عجل اللہ تعالی فرجک وسهل اللہ تعالی مخرجک وظہورک ورحمۃ اللہ وبرکاتہ